Hi, I'm Carol Hart from openheart.com, and today we're going to take a plain muslin bag like this one, and we are going to create a lovely bag like this one utilizing what I like to call dimensional stamping. What I mean by that is stamping using a variety of techniques in layers. So the techniques we're going to use today would be an emboss resist technique, color staining, rubber stamping, and surface embossing. Here are the tools and materials you're going to need for this project. You're going to need a surface on which to iron on. You're going to need an iron set to high and utilizing the dry setting, no steam, and a heat embossing tool, a muslin bag, and I'm using one that's 2 3/4 by 3 7/8, a piece of cardstock that is cut so that the width fits inside the bag and a little bit longer to have something to hold on to, the Ranger's Distress color stains, pieces of standard weight paper, 2 to 3 sheets, a Versamark ink pad, your favorite embossing powders in black and in clear, a StazOn permanent ink pad, a variety of rubber stamps, a nonstick craft sheet on which to work on, and for me, these glasses. So let's get started. First, we're going to take our muslin bag and we're going to slip this piece of cardstock inside. Now, the reason I do this is it keeps the inks and the stains from seeping through the bag to the back side, because that would look kind of ugly, and also provide a little area for you to hold on to, especially when we're doing the heat embossing, so you don't, burn your fingers when we're going through that process. So once you get that firmly in there to the bottom, like so, we're going to take our Versamark ink pad and the first stamp, and we're going to use what I like to call an emboss resist technique. So you take your foundation stamp, and I'm using this flourish from the Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz line, and you're just going to stamp this onto your surface, press down, making sure you make good contact. And you might want to do that in a couple of places. Okay. And then you're going to take a sheet of paper and you're going to liberally apply the embossing powder to the surface. Flick off the excess, and then take your heat tool and you're going to wand over the surface until the embossing powder turns clear. It goes very fast, and you don't want to hold the gun in one place too long or hold it too close, otherwise you might singe the fabric. So we just go. And that's it. So we'll put that aside. And now, getting our distress color stains, we're going to start applying color to the surface. I'm going to start with this sponge sugar and just apply it randomly in various places here. Okay, when you get something you like, you can stop there. Obviously, if you're only using one color, then you would just apply this to the whole surface. But I'm going to continue on, and now using worn lipstick, I'm going to add some additional color here. Okay. And then finally for me, I'm going to use this spiced marmalade as my last color to fill in any areas that are blank. Okay, I'm liking that. So now we'll just kind of clean up this surface here. And then taking our ironing surface, we're going to place the bag on that surface and put a plain piece of paper. And what we're going to do is iron off that clear embossing powder that we applied earlier. So you're going to have to go down, and you're going to start seeing your stain color and some of that embossing powder coming onto your paper, which is just fine. You're just going to keep going like that until the paper is completely clean, which means nothing more is transferring. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So now you're already seeing some of that initial stamp, and it's showing through the color stain. So, of course, you can stop there. That looks pretty cool. But to give it more dimension, let's just add some more rubber stamps. So I'm going to use this beautiful butterfly stamp that is from the Martha Stewart Clear Butterfly collection. And with the Stays On permanent ink pad, and I'm using the jet black, we're going to ink up our stamp and stamp it in a couple of areas, like so perhaps. Push it down, get a little more ink on there, and maybe go this way. Push that down, make sure you got good contact. Just going off, just adds a little element of interest there. And of course you could stamp it more if you like, or choose yet another stamp to add more designs. I'm going to clean off this surface. And now for the final layer, I'm going to choose my focal image. And I'm choosing this beautiful face stamp from Stampington and Company's. It's the Joan Van Oosten collection, and using again your Versamark, because we're going to emboss this. You're going to apply that to the surface of your stamp and then stamp it on your muslin. Okay, close that up. Then get your black embossing powder and your paper. We are going to liberally apply that embossing powder to your surface. Flick off the excess. And to be sure you get all the powder off the areas that you don't want, if that should occur, because I've got a couple of little spots here you can see. I like to use just this little brush and just flick it off. Just wipe it off there. That way when you go to heat emboss it, it won't melt and become a permanent part of your muslin surface. So just kind of getting around the mouth there. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. We'll set that aside. And now we'll just heat emboss that. And again, this goes pretty quick. There we go, and we're done. So you can use these bags for like a gift bag if you want. Put something in there to give to somebody very special. You can fill it with dried herbs like lavender and make a really nice sachet like the one I have here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more about me, please visit my blog, which is posted at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much and have a good day.